Yeah, that was I believe it was released in 1978, but you know, it was on Netflix recently, so I still mention that to people. In fact, I forgot all about that movie, and I saw it on Netflix, and I went, hey, I know where that is. That's one of those long forgotten movies, kind of like Castaway Cowboy and Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe, the one with Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
That was filmed here on the island as well. So many movies were filmed here, and you've forgotten about them over time. Castaway Cowboy with James Garner. They filmed that over near Anahola area, right over there on that side. This is the trail now. You can see it as it makes its way along the shoreline here. The water's so pretty today, it is just gorgeous. This is a little bit unusual this time of year. It can be, this time of year can be very, very stormy.
I was gonna say it's like crystal.
Yeah, the water is like glass. This is rare, very rare. And you can see the bottom. It's only about 25 feet deep right in through here. We're gonna go up here a little bit further and we'll start a left 360. We'll start another turn and a look back here. Caves, the best way to see these caves is with a boat like that right there. They'll get you right up close to these caves, and you can, in some cases they'll actually take you inside the cave, like this one right here with the waterfall going over the top. Look at the boat. See the boat? He's putting the boat right under the waterfall.
Oh, that's so cool.
See that, Charles? Right through there. Yeah. Let's start a turn here. This is Hanakapiai Beach now in front of us, also known as 2 Mile Beach. And then Makuna Ridge, this very interesting and rugged ridge line that forms the last bit of the Napali Coast up here on the North Shore, called Makuna Ridge, but also known as Bali High from the movie South Pacific. That was filmed over here in the late 1950s. Kind of, I mean, that's a dated movie, but that was the highest grossing film in 1958. Very popular flick. Kind of a lot of glare now looking back towards the south, but this is now the entire Napali Coast, touching from Mililii all the way to Kauai. So when the water's like this, it's easier to see things like mantas and sea turtles. Not just whales, you'll see dolphins. Everybody always asks me about sharks. Sharks, they don't really spend much time on the surface unless they're feeding on something like a whale, a dead whale or something. That's really the only time I've ever seen them. I only see them during Shark Week. That's on TV. Otherwise, not. By the way, I don't let my kids watch shark movies.
Why is that?
Because it scares them and then they won't get in the water when we go to the beach.
Yeah.
And it makes me mad because I take them to the beach. When I was growing up, I would have killed to be able to have access to beaches like this.
Absolutely.
I would have loved it. I was living in all these cold climates like North Dakota and Iceland and Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Yeah, I never had, this was only something I saw in books and in dreams.
How long have you lived here?
Well, I came here as, I was in the Army. I was stationed over in Oahu. I came here and I was stationed at Wheeler. And then this was in '97. I did 2 tours in the Army here. Ended up, when I got out, I ended up just staying here, my family and I. So we've been here pretty much off and on ever since. Yeah, I moved away. I left the family here, moved away just to try different things to see if I liked it. Didn't want to commit to a family move until I was sure. I tried some EMS, flying EMS on the mainland, which I didn't really like, and then also flying a little bit of offshore work, fishing boats and things like that. And didn't like that either. Too much time out to sea.
You're a pilot in the Army?
Yeah, I was a pilot in the Army. I flew medevac in the Army. Yeah.
Go to Corpus Christi Army Depot?
No, never there. Never had to fly an aircraft there. But we had something similar in South Korea at Kunsan. We'd fly aircraft down to Kunsan for completely rebuild them.
She's growing.
Now they get new paint, everything was new. They just completely rebuilt the aircraft. I don't know if they still do that. Maybe they still do, because we still have a pretty good operation there in South Korea. But yeah, I flew Blackhawks and Hueys. They got rid of the Hueys while I was on active duty, and they transitioned us all to flying Blackhawks. This is called Lumahai here, and this is where the road got washed out right over here, and this is where all the problems occurred. And you can see some folks right there at the mouth of the Lumahai River. That's actually kind of a dangerous place right there because of the break and the rocks and the water flowing out into the outer ocean right there. Don't normally see people down here because this portion of the road is closed to the general public right now.
That howling wind should take everything. She's the only eye.
Beaching in now, we'll fly a little bit up Lumahai Valley. Left side of the aircraft, that's Princeville and Hanalei. Lots of taro fields. That's taro we just went by off our right side. And then left side is all taro as well. There's a little bit of rice. The reason why they grow a little bit of rice over here, historically what happened is in the 1860s, that was about when sugarcane was at its just getting going, and a lot of the fields converted to sugar, and there wasn't enough labor here on the island to work the cane fields, so they started bringing in first the Chinese and then later the Japanese to work the cane fields. Well, they don't like taro, they didn't eat poi, they like rice. So these were all converted to grow rice, and they grew rice here for about 60 years. Eventually converted them back to growing taro. This is now where they grow about 70% of the taro for the Hawaiian Islands. And if you're not familiar with taro, taro is used to make poi. Poi is kind of that bland tasting paste made from the root of the taro plant. Yeah. Not particularly, I don't find it particularly appetizing, but some people do. I don't know why. That nasty stuff. That is called Mount Namalakama, the waterfall by the same name. We'll do a couple of S-turns in here. The top of the waterfall obscured by the cloud, but this is one of the taller waterfalls on the island at 2,300 feet. Now we're going to cross over the ridge in front of us. This is called Hihi'amanu off our left side, the ridge line, part of that feature. Once we cross, we'll turn away from the north shore. We'll turn back here towards the south. We'll turn back towards roughly the center of the island, back towards Kauai Alley. Very lush, very green, this valley, Hanapepe or Hanalei Valley, the river by the same name, Hanalei River. So this valley is